Being a technical leader is more than just knowing your code. It's about driving innovation, inspiring your team, and delivering software products that make an impact. But what does it take to be a successful technical leader? So whether you're aspiring to lead or you're already in the trenches as a technical leader, this video will show you the differences and the qualities between being a good leader and a great technical leader. So if you're ready to unlock the blueprint that levels you up, this video is for you. Stay tuned to the end. For those of you that are new to this channel, my name's Tariq. I'm a technology and product leader at one of the world's largest investment banks. I've been working in the corporate world for over 20 years now and have grown to executive management levels within the technology and product management space, now leading engineers and product managers. So I am doing the role of both a technical leader as well as a product leader, and that comes with its own challenges. But in this video, we're going to dive straight into understanding what can make you successful and get to the place where you can be in the executive leadership space. The first key quality might sound like an obvious one, but let's get into it, is technical proficiency. Now, this does not mean that you need to be a hardcore engineer. I am not a hardcore engineer. I did a computer science degree and a master's in computer science, but I do not know the ins and outs of every programming language. But what the proficiency of a technical leader is all about is about understanding the stack that they're working with. When I came into the investment bank that I'm working in now, about 2.5 years ago, I had no knowledge of the stack. It was all brand new to me. But what I was able to do is learn it quickly, understand the stack, why was it chosen, what changes could be made to that stack and improvements, but really getting into the technical detail enough to understand the value and the impact of that. So really, there's an element of technical learning agility, I should say, that is really needed for you to be successful as a product technology leader, I should say. You should be able to make informed decisions about anything from the code level through to the architecture and also the integrations and the whole ecosystem of the technology landscape. So knowing enough data to make informed decisions is really key as well. You should be able to take the data that you have and the technical knowledge that you have to understand the challenges that your existing setup faces, but also in making a future decision, what those challenges would present themselves in future and which is the best option to take forward. And as a technical leader, those are the qualities that you need to be able to show and also guide the team towards the same consensus that you have as well. And the only way to do this is to continuously learn. You have to be on top of what's going on in the field that you're in. So in my case, if it's artificial intelligence and learning about the AI stack, I am constantly on top of what is going on in the generative AI world, you know, the latest LLMs. How do you interface with these from an API perspective? You know, what are the nuances that will make the performance better? And there's all of these different elements from a technical perspective that I have to be having knowledge on, and that requires a lot of reading, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'll be implementing that. I just need to understand it enough to make the decisions. Now, as a technical leader, you may understand all of this and be able to paint a very technical picture, but to other stakeholders in the business that you work in, whether it's investment bank or another corporate world job, the business language is not going to understand that. They're going to look at that as complete gobbledygook, and it will go over a lot of people's heads. So the best thing that a technical leader can do is take all of that technical knowledge and map it to business outcomes, map it to a real goal that will make sense in the business world. And quite often it gets complex, so you'll have to break this down and show what is going to change over time, what is the impact over time, what are the small increments of change that is going to happen from a technical perspective, and how does that mean the business revenue growth or the productivity gains or any of those business metrics are managed and effectively are being tracked against. And whilst you may be able to map these technical goals to the business goals, you have to be successful in articulating them. So the communication skills are really key. Being able to both speak to a technical audience when you need to at the engineering level, but almost always at the executive level, having conversations where you are speaking to the C-suite. I've interfaced with the chief technology officer of our investment bank, and I've also been at executive management level meetings, and having to paint that picture where you're thinking more about value, impact, risk and controls, all of those things have to be articulated very concisely. And where there isn't a common consensus, you have to be the one that drives that common consensus. Facilitate a discussion to help get to a point where there is an aligned goal. If there are disagreements, even in the senior management space, is getting people to understand the benefits for them from their point of view and getting that consensus you need. And with all of that communication and articulation also comes active listening. You're going to get a lot of feedback. You're going to get a lot of points from other leaders' perspectives, and that's what's important to them. So it's listening to what those points are and bringing them into answer the question that you have, and maybe into your vision as well, bringing those problem statements in and making sure that you're satisfying those as well. So a lot of active listening needed. A very crucial part of being a technology leader is having the mentorship and the team development. Now, I would not be able to get to the place that I am now if there were not engineers and technical employees that work for me who are not bought into what I want to do, the vision that I'm painting, and they're not on this journey with me. And you have to get them to be on that journey with you through building trust and through mentoring and coaching these individuals. They have to buy into what you want to do, the vision for the product you may have or the software that you're building, and really feel infused to go on that journey with you. Bring in their expertise, make them shine where they need to show off their skills that will help you, but also help them develop the skills that they may be lacking as well. And that is all on me as a leader to do that. And as a good technology leader, you are able to bring the best out of people and bring them on that journey with you. Now, more often than not, when you're in this situation and you're building technology products, it can often be quite fast paced and you have to make decisions under pressure. Sometimes you're making this decision with very little data, and you have to use your gut instinct and your intuition and look at the information around the organization to make this decision. And that is on you as a leader, and you have to do this confidently. So this means quickly assessing the situation, understanding if it's a different switching technology direction, understanding that very quickly, making an assessment and sticking to your guns and going with it. And with these challenges also come technical roadblocks that you will need to think critically and problem solve on as well. So having the ability to step into the deep ends of this technology, the engineering side, and to help your engineers on your team to problem solve, get stuck in there, understand the different viewpoints and help them carve a solution to the problem that they're facing. Whilst you may be thinking or aspiring to be in a technology role that is a leadership role, there is a degree of emotional intelligence needed as well. So do not think this is all technology, this is all tech focused, it's all discrete data. You have to be able to read people. You have to understand the rationale behind why decisions were made, why engineers developed the product the way they did, and why you're getting into the mindset of these individuals in your team, but also the business stakeholders around you. There is a degree of resilience that is needed when you want to stick to your guns in an innovation space where people may not know the answers, but you really want to get them to go with you on this journey. But at the same time, you have to be able to resolve conflict between engineers that will have differencing in opinions, but also having the emotional intelligence to bring people on the journey and dispel all of this conflict as well. So emotional intelligence does factor heavily into any leadership position, but equally as important in a technology or technical leadership position. Now, more often than not, when you're managing engineers, there are a lot of passionate engineers out there that want to work on certain elements of a software product, or maybe they just think that there's some elements that are cool that they want to go after, and it becomes a little bit of a passion project. And as a technology leader, you need to be very careful at setting and delegating strategically. So people in the team are working on specific areas of a product, or maybe you take a different approach and you do a pair programming approach where it's just two engineers working on a product together rather than a large group of engineers. But either way, you have to make it very clear where the boundaries are between what the engineers are working on, and also giving them enough freedom to feel that they're exploring and really growing as engineers as well. So it's really a balancing act here, and being very good at knowing when you need to switch engineers around or giving them some fresh feature sets to work on, but really keeping them infused and engaged, but strategically delegating to make sure the product is built properly. And as a technology leader, whilst you may be painting visions that could take, for example, a year, 2 years, or 3 years to materialize, you have to deliver value quite quickly. So it's understanding how you actually get tangible delivery going. And the mantra in my team is always lead with not just a presentation, but lead with a real tangible product. So rather than going into a meeting or a pitch with an idea for a product, I would rather go in there with a POC already built. Even if it's rudimentary and it's quite rough around the edges, having something tangible shows that it's real, shows that it can be done, and it gets people more excited. So having that mindset of really leading by doing and getting stuff done and delivering quickly is a key attribute for a technology leader. So by embodying these qualities, technology leaders not only able to drive innovation and build technical solutions, but they're able to bring people on the journey and actually impact the business and show real business change and advancement. At the same time, you are highly performing and you're getting a highly performing team of engineers together. You're cultivating this great team and you're helping this team grow and learn new skills as well, which is really rewarding. So all in all, these skills not only make you a good technical leader, but can make you go on to do great things in future as well. And if you've liked this video and you're on a journey from being a manager going into a leader, or you're aspiring to be a leader in the technology or product space, then do check out my playlist on growing as a leader and navigating the corporate world as well. If there's anything specific that you'd like a video on, then do comment below. Happy to explore these topics and really get into it to help people grow in their careers. Thank you for watching.